Happy video day, guys, and happy Tinted Tuesday. So we're gonna be doing a foundation test today. I actually picked up during the VIB sale a foundation that a lot of people had talked about and I really wanted to try. It's the Faux Filter foundation from Huda Beauty in the stick format. So this is something that she just finished releasing on the market. It really intrigued me because it has the same name as her original foundation, but it's supposed to have a natural finish to it. So there was some elements of it that kind of made me go, Now, I was not a huge fan of the original foundation, so of course I'm going into this a little bit skeptical, but I definitely wanted to give this a go and see if it was any good. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna go ahead and try this on with you guys for the very first time, and I'm gonna wear it for the whole day and giving you guys a final check-in and tell you guys what I think of the foundation. So if you guys are excited for this video, now's the time. Hit subscribe, join the family so I can see you again, and let's get into it. Okay, so before I go ahead and take off all this makeup off my face and you guys see me from the beginning, I just want to go over a few facts about this foundation. So the foundation does retail for $39 US, and on the Sephora website, it says that it's a lightweight foundation that glides on easily, providing customizable coverage with a natural looking skin finish. So it's basically claiming that you can go from having a very natural look all the way to a very full coverage look. They are also saying that normal, dry, combination, and oily skin can actually wear this. Fragrance-free, transfer-proof, waterproof, humidity and sweat resistant, and it melts into the skin for a very natural look. So those are all very, very interesting things. There's a few of them that I would definitely say are pretty true, and there's a few of them that I honestly need to test out to see if it is true. Now, I will tell you straight away that definitely this does give you a pretty natural finish. You guys do see I have it on my skin right now. So I basically have a combination skin type. I'm kind of straight down the middle. I get dry spots. I also get some areas that are a little bit oily. So I tend to like natural finishes or radiant finishes. I think matte foundations really just don't work for me at all. And I think that's more because of my age. I'm in my mid-30s, so my skin does have those like mid-30 issues. I start to get a little bit of fine lines. I also have those little dry areas that I never had before. This foundation really needs to go through a test with me. I'm very picky with foundations. I tend to like a few, and then some of them I just can't even wear them. And for me, it's not even all about the coverage at all. Like, I like a good coverage, but it needs to look good, you know? So I would rather less coverage and have to spot conceal than full coverage and have every line and crevice on my face showing. You know what I mean? So I'm very excited to try this one out. You guys are gonna see me putting it on for the very first time in just a second, but I do wanna go over some of the stuff that they did say. I will tell you that I personally do feel like this foundation, you are able to go from very natural to full. You guys will see how I was able to kind of like notice that while I'm trying it on. I definitely wanted to point out whether I think that every skin type can use this, and as of this point right now, we'll see how the wear test goes, but as of this point right now, I would say definitely people with normal, combo, or oily might like this, but I'm not 100% sure about dry. But let's see how this wears, and then also I'll put on a mask for a few hours and see if it transfers a lot, because they did say it's transfer proof. So let's see how that works out, and I'll give you guys all of those updates at my final check-in. All right, I already did my eye makeup, but I am missing my foundation. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just go in with it. So this is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Skin Finish Foundation. I picked it up in Latte. So this is a neutral tone, but in the store you can't swatch anymore. And it just looked like it could be my color tone. So I'm really hoping that it works. So let's just apply it. Let's see. Hey, that might be perfect. What do you guys think? That looks like it could be very good, right? I think that could be a good match. So what I'll do is on one side, I'm going to use a brush. On the other side, I'm going to use a sponge. So let's see how a brush does. So far, I feel like I'm going to need a little more. This color is like perfect. Oh my God, I'm so happy because I was already thinking there is no way that I'm going to be able to exchange this color because I waited so long to try this. But wow, that looks really, really pretty. Like right now I'm loving the brush, but I literally feel like it looks super skin-like, but it's giving me a really nice finish and it's actually covering really nice. And I didn't put any primer on at all. Kind of did it on purpose. I feel like sometimes primers can mess with your foundation. So right now when I'm testing it, I feel like I didn't want to put anything. Like if I felt like there was something that was showing up more, maybe the next time I would try this, I would try it with like a pore filling primer or a different type of primer. But for this time, I really just wanted to try it on its own. And I really like the way that looks. What do you guys think? That looks really pretty, huh? I'm gonna put a little bit more just in the center of the face. Just dab it in. Try not to move around the product too much. I'm really loving the way that this looks. You guys see? That's the finish. The finish is super smooth. It actually looks very smooth. It actually looks very skin-like, but it gave me coverage. So if you guys can see the redness coming through, and look how pretty that looks. Ooh, so far so good. Now this side we're gonna use a sponge. I have a feeling I'm gonna like the brush better, but let's just go ahead and do it. I'm just gonna put a few swipes here. Just off the bat, I'm not loving the way the sponge side looks. It just feels like it kind of sheared it out a little bit too much, and it's not giving the flawless look that I feel like the side with the brush was doing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call it right now and say I'm not a huge fan of a sponge with it. I think the brush just does a seamless job to this. So I'm gonna add a little bit more and kind of even this out a little bit and use the brush. Yes, you see it just, I don't know, it's just so much more smooth with the brush, and it just like swipes the product in place so much better. So much better. All right, so there we go. That is the foundation completely spread out, and ooh, I really love the way this looks. I don't even have the rest of my face of makeup on right now, and I just love the way this looks. I'm actually pretty shocked. For being a stick foundation, this is really pretty. Let me go ahead and put the rest of my makeup on, and ooh, I think I'm excited. All right, guys, so this is the final face of makeup, and oh my goodness, I really like this. I'm actually pretty shocked on how much I like this. I had the impression that this stick foundation was going to be very thick, and I was probably not going to love it that much because her original foundation that she released was a very thick foundation, and I remember trying a sample of it and being like, oh gosh, this would never work for me. Just on my skin, it felt horrible. So I was not a huge fan of that foundation. So when I heard about this one, I was kind of like, it's probably gonna be the same formula in a stick version. I don't know if I really want to try this, but I decided to pick it up, and I'm very, very happy I did. The stick foundation and the liquid have the same name, so I honestly thought that it was going to be just a version of it, just in a stick format, and oh my goodness, no. This does not give me that vibe at all. It gives you a pretty nice full coverage, I have to admit. Like, for me, this is pretty full coverage, and I did build it up like around this area, and I felt like it built up very, very nice. You can actually apply this pretty thin, and if you use your beauty blender, you'll get a very thin layer. I felt like it was too thin for me, so I did want to build it up and actually use a brush to kind of make it a little bit more full, especially for camera, and I feel like it was able to do that, and it looks really, really, really nice on. So definitely, because it has a little bit more coverage, it is going to look like you have foundation on. So looking in the mirror, yeah, it looks like a typical foundation. It does not look super, super natural. But what I'm impressed by is it does give you a really nice amount of coverage without really looking like cakey. So there's a difference between looking like you have makeup on and looking like you've got makeup on. This one gives you a nice coverage, like if you put on that real nice full coverage foundation, but it doesn't look cakey. It looks very, very skin-like. So I'm really, really loving it at this point, a lot more than I thought. I will tell you, like around right here and right here, I feel a little tiny bit itchy. Now that could be because it's a more mattified foundation, and I've told you guys this in the past, mattified foundations, no matter what, always give me a little itch. I don't know what it is. I think maybe it's because it's a little bit more drying, and I need to put something a little hydrating on my skin in order for my skin not to dry out that much. So I do feel a little itch right here, a little bit right here. Even though it does say it's a natural finish, I do think that it is a little bit more on the mattified natural side than it is on the radiant side. So it's not like a full flat matte, like some of those foundations that are super matte. This is not like that. It has a little bit of radiance to it. I think you could probably see it if I move my face. I don't have any highlight on or anything, so you can kind of see it has a little radiance coming through, but it does definitely mattify the skin. Another thing I really need to point out, and I think this is super, super important, especially for somebody like me, there is no fragrance in here. So I am like, yes, thank God. So right when I put this on my face and I opened it up, I go, ooh, Huda, it's probably gonna smell like roses. It doesn't have a fragrance. So thank you so much to Huda Beauty for removing fragrance from a product. I'm so happy. I hope all of her products and liquids and powders from now on remove fragrance, because even for me, it just smells too much. It bothers me, and it also irritates my skin when things have too much fragrance in them. So yay, I'm so happy about that. I really hope that this wears good, because this could be a very, very awesome stick foundation. So crossed fingers, and let's get into the wear test. All right, guys, so this is the end of the night check-in. It's gonna be 9:30 at night. So I've had this on for, let me see, I've had this on for 7.5 hours, almost the 8-hour mark. So I have a few things to say about it. The first thing is definitely, because I guess it's more natural, your oils do come through. You guys can see I'm a little bit greasy around the forehead, a little bit underneath the eye area. I can see kind of like I'm pretty shiny. But that being said, I feel like it wore pretty nice throughout the day. Like it kind of like evenly faded away. It did rub off a little bit around the nose area, around the chin area. I did put a mask. I felt like it did come off a little bit on the mask. It wasn't like it was transfer proof. It definitely does come off. But what I like is that it kind of came off very even. Like I feel like everything kind of faded away pretty nice. So in that sense, I guess it must be a little bit transfer resistant, because it didn't really like rub off a lot. And I will tell you guys, I did a lot of photographs today for Instagram, and this foundation photographs beautifully. It has a really nice finish for photography. So if you're somebody who likes to take a lot of photos, let's say you're going to party or you're going to go somewhere that you know they're going to take a lot of pictures of you, you don't have to worry about this foundation making you look too white in the photos or anything. I feel like it really had a really nice finish for photography. I actually loved it for that. I also think that the natural finish was really nice. I didn't feel like I got oily too quick. It did come through, like you guys can basically see it now, but then again, it's been 7.5 hours. It's outside a lot today, so it definitely, you know, I'm definitely oily. Remember I told you guys that I was itchy a little bit? Well, it completely went away. So sometimes with matte foundations, that will increase as I wear it. Then when I take off the foundation, I already know I'm gonna be red. This one didn't do that. I felt a little itch, but it faded away. I don't believe that I'm gonna have any skin irritation when I take this off. So that is a huge plus for me. So I am a fan. As of right now, I really like it. I think that I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it, and we'll see. I'm gonna continue wearing this. I love the finish. I love the way it felt on the skin, and I think it looked really, really great. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any more questions for me, leave them down below. And of course, I'm gonna give you guys another follow-up as I've worn this longer, but right now I'm liking it. So anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.